Hello everyone, it's JL, back to finish off the April monthly setup by creating the weekly spreads. What I plan to do for the rest of the year is have the weekly layouts tell each princess's story using stickers, sketches, and screenshots from their film. The trouble I had the most with planning April's layouts was picking what scenes I wanted for each week's theme, because there are more iconic scenes in Snow White than there are weeks in a month. So, as long as it tells the story, it works. A couple years ago, Barney, who was one of my best friends, got me 4 Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs postcards from his trip to the Walt Disney Family Museum, so I am happy I can finally use them in a memorable way in my journal. As I was sketching out my layout for the first week, I realized that I didn't need to do a 2-page spread like I usually do, because it was only 3 days. So, I added a little something extra on the left side to improve the storytelling, a small wish list to go along with the wishing well scene. Then we move on to the scene where Prince Florian woos Snow White by singing one song, which is honestly my favorite part of the film. The main colors I chose for my layouts are a sage green, geranium, which is that berry color, mauve, and gold, because I felt they were nice muted colors that represented spring and went well with the themes. Then I used my gold gel pen to add borders, and then some random sparkles and decor around the quotes and photos. I'm already loving these colors and how it looks, so let's keep this rhythm going with the next spread. I am actually saving week 2 for the end of the episode, since I plan on getting a little messy with my creativity, so we're just going to move on to week 3. This is where I had my most trouble picking scenes, because there are so many I could have chosen. Snow White with the forest animals, with the lyrics of A Smile and a Song, and Whistle While You Work, the dwarfs working in the mines with diamonds, and even when she kisses them goodbye as they go off to work. Well, I decided to go with Hi-Ho and the Silly Song scenes. Hi-Ho is too iconic to not have in the journal, so there was just no option. And Silly Song, I don't know, there is just something I love about that scene with Dopey and the dwarves just all having fun, singing, "Oh hum, the tune is dumb, the words don't mean a thing. Isn't this a silly song for anyone to sing?" It's just good old fun, and it's a nice reminder. Have fun. And now we're going to add some stickers and gold gel pen decor around the pictures and lyrics, just to give it a little something something. And I can see my coffee is getting low, so I'll probably get a refill real quick here. Then, after a quick look at everything, we move on to week 4. I, of course, had to have the scene where Snow White is baking gooseberry pies and invites the old witch inside to later be tricked into biting the poison apple. I even did 2 sketches since there aren't any lyrics to these scenes. Well, I mean, except for when Snow White is singing "Someday My Prince Will Come" while she's baking, but that's reserved for the next week. Now, for some reason, I was just off my journaling game in this spread. Even with everything sketched and laid out, I still managed to fuck up in a couple places, which, to you, the viewer, will not realize until my hands express my frustration. But they were tedious things that I just told myself to move on and not worry about it. Anyway, after setting up my days, it was time to ink my sketches. First one is another favorite moment of mine, when Snow White makes Grumpy's pie. There's just something so endearing about this moment, and I think it's because Grumpy reminds me of Popo, who is my maternal great-grandfather. Man, that's kind of weird to say that. And then we have the inking of the hand. Oh, it already took me a long time to get the pencil sketch to look right. Then in the process of inking it, I messed up. You can see the frustration. No need to see my face. But I just kept going. It is what it is. To anyone else, it looks fine. It looks like a decent hand. And we're just going to move on to sticking in the photos and decorate the page with stickers and gold gel pen. I'm hoping I will be able to overlook the mistakes and just enjoy the layout for what it is, but for now we're just going to keep the momentum going. And then the day just got better when I worked on the final week. When Snow White is in her glass coffin with the dwarves weeping over her, Prince Florian comes and saves the day as he kisses her awake, and then everyone is happy and rejoicing as they say goodbye to the dwarves and then ride off into the sunset to live happily ever after. Well, my journal is another story. I still don't understand how I messed this up so badly. All because I triple guessed myself. The first instinct was correct. I did not sketch the song lyrics correctly. Someday is one word, not 2. So it was a simple fix. Just squeeze the words together so it looks like the word is centered in the book. Now, looking at the footage, I can see that I wrote this word crooked, along with the "will come" phrase, due to the angle I was working from. Well, from my perspective, the pencil sketches of the words looked crooked. They were not. But because I second-guessed myself, I was left with this. And that did it. That broke me. All I could do was walk away, take a deep breath, and then came back to continue the process while thinking, I will fix it later. Just keep going. Now that I look back, I really should have just stopped and just waited to work on it in the next day. After looking through my stickers, trying to see if there was anything big enough to cover the words, I scoured our collection of scrapbook paper to end up finding something that went well with the theme and started the fix-it process. So, as you can see, there is a bit of a time skip. That is because in my fix-it frenzy, I was so focused on making the page look presentable and beautiful that I didn't realize the phone stopped recording at some point. So, nothing about my fix-it session got recorded. So, after a good scream, I walked away from my journal, the project, even the room to make a fresh cup of coffee, and went outside to play ball with Rue, let Cheyenne enjoy the sunshine because she doesn't play ball, and I just reflected on the situation. I managed to fix my mistake to end up with something decent, but even if I didn't, it's still okay. It's just a journal. I really need to be kinder to myself. I always self-critique to the point where I end up feeling like a failure, even with a simple creative activity such as my artwork or journaling. But I also know that it was not the sole reason I got so upset. I had a lot on my mind, some things I left on the back burner, just letting it simmer, not dealing with it. Then recent events and mixed emotions just piled on and I just broke. But it is a new day and it is time to get messy in a good creative way. For week 2, I had this idea to show the transition of when Snow White is outside gathering flowers with the huntsman to running into the forest with the scary trees. I chose colors from my landscape Tombow brush pen set for this layout. So I wanted to use the same technique I did in March with the ballroom scene. What I do is scribble the brush pen or marker on a plastic bag, add a tiny bit of water, and then dab scrunched up saran wrap in that to lightly blot the page. I like this technique because it gives a painterly look and it doesn't seep through to the other side. So I repeated the process with different colors until I was satisfied. So just enjoy the music as I work my magic. After a small drying break, it's time to set up for the other side, which all I needed to do was wipe the plastic bag clean, add a dark brown to the color palette, and repeat the same exact process. After another quick drying break, it was time to set up the days and add the pictures. Honestly, after what happened the previous day, I was so happy to see my idea come to fruition without any issues and have it recorded. Despite the few setbacks I had while creating these layouts, I really am happy with how it all turned out. So now it's time for the final flip through. Did you like the monthly setup being in 2 parts? Would you rather see it all in one video? Should I only post the main monthly setup and do the weekly layouts as a live? Let me know down in the comments because, like I said, I'm still new to this and I'm trying to find my workflow. But with that said, if you enjoyed the content, click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more drama.